So good afternoon, everyone. So in today's video, we will now walk through on how to install drivers in your PC, desktop, or your computers. Now this is very important because by installing those drivers, we can have an enhanced protection and we can prevent malicious attacks from different entities. Because through these updates, there are some features that may block uncertainties. So come with me, and I will teach you how to install drivers. Either you're on Windows 10 or Windows 11. Let's go. So this is now this is the device manager. And yes, in Windows 11 and Windows 10, there is a standard procedure in how we can install drivers. First, to ensure that your PC runs optimal at all times. Second, to ensure proper communication. That's very important. So, yes, we'll not wait any further, and let's start. First, we will go to our device manager, and this is now our device manager. Here, you can see all the updates or the plugins and drivers, even from the audio inputs or outputs, computer, disk drives, keyboards, even in your mouse, printers, ports. All of this is controlled by drivers. Drivers very important because it will help you to communicate with your PC. So there are three ways on how to install drivers in Windows, either 10 or 11. First is the manual, automatic. Second is manual. Then actually there are two, then three, identifying unknown drivers. But my part is only for the automatic. So for automatic installation, you can just go to our settings, and we can go to our update and security, because here we can see the required update that our desktop or our Windows needed in order for our PC to be more fortified and enhanced. So here, also here you can show the optional updates. Now in optional update, guys, these are the updates that cannot be done. In short, this is not as important as it is, but you can install this update if you want to have an enhanced security or whatever enhancement you want. So you can check that, and you can click download and install. Then later on it will be downloaded and installed in your Windows, even in desktop and your laptop. So just like this, there are drivers that already starting to install, and you can see it actually here in our device manager. Later, after the installation, you can see the installation there. Thank you so much.
So next, starting on desktop computer, go ahead and do search for the system information, and the system information and the app should be the best match. And you can go ahead and click that, and then on this list you want to have a look at your baseboard manufacturer and baseboard product. So I have a Gigabyte B450 Aorus Elite version 2, and with that info I come over to Google and then do a search for the motherboard with the worst drivers included, and then you want to make sure that you're downloading the drivers from your motherboard manufacturer website and not from any other website. So I go ahead and click this into one, which is the web page for my motherboard. And although I explained how to do this on the Gigabyte motherboard, so most of the motherboard manufacturers website mostly function same. So once you are on the downloads page for your motherboard, you can go over and you can choose the operating system that you have installed on your computer. So on this computer I have Windows 10 64 bits, so I go ahead and select that, Then you have the driver listed here. So as you can see, for the audio driver, there are multiple audio driver listed here, and then how these drivers have been updated. As you can see, by the date that they were uploaded, so you have a section for audio, and if you scroll all the way down, you can find another drivers for your motherboard as well. Now for this tutorial, I'm not going to be downloading and installing all the drivers, but in case you want to download for the latest driver, instead use category. For example, if you open the chipset driver, you have multiple drivers, and always download the latest available one. For example, here I have a AMD chipset driver for these motherboards, and down here also have a AMD chipset driver, but obviously this is the latest version, so always go ahead and download the latest available version. So this is for tutorial. I just go ahead and download this AMD chipset and driver. I click on this download link to download it. So once the download is finished, you can just go ahead and open the folder, so you can find it in your downloads folder. And most of the time these drivers will be in zip file, so you can need a file extraction software like 7-zip to extract these drivers. And once you're done that, you open the extracted folder, you find the driver inside of it. So I'm just going to double click on this launch. It will then start installing the driver. So I just downloaded. The driver installation is now finished, and just to be clear, like I said before, you need to download all the latest available drivers that you have for your motherboard. In this example, I only show you on how to download and install of these drivers, but you need to download and install all of the latest one available. So as you can see, all the drivers installed in my desktop computer.
To download the drivers from a laptop's manufacturer's website, you can also go down to search and do a search for system information, and then open the system information app. And for a laptop, on the list what we want to look is the system manufacturer and system model. So this is an Acer Aspire A315-53, but in most cases, to get the correct drivers from your laptop, you'll need to have the serial number and then enter it in the laptop's manufacturer website. So to do that, if you have a new work computer, you can right click on your start button where you're using Windows 10 or Windows 11 on the open up of Windows PowerShell or terminal as admin, and once you've done that, you can enter this command to get the serial number from your BIOS, and this will give you the serial number of your laptop. If you enter this command and you don't get any value or you don't get any serial number here, it means you'll physically have to look for the serial number on your computer. So you'll need to turn off your laptop, turn it around, and take a picture of the serial number so you can go ahead and use it in the next step. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this serial number, then I'm going to open up my browser and do a Google search for Acer laptop drivers. Because I have an Acer laptop, so you just need to replace Acer with your motherboard manufacturer. So I'll go ahead and do a search, and then you want to find your Help Us Mario download and support page. And like I said before, most laptop manufacturers require you to either enter the serial number or model number of the laptop. And this is where we'll enter the serial number and that we got by running this command. So I'll just paste the serial number and then press enter so it can find my product on the manufacturer's website, and that is the laptop I'm currently using. And on the laptop's manufacturer's web page, you'll also find a drivers and download section, and you can also operating the system that you're using. Apparently on the option here is Windows 10 to 64-bit, but even if you only have this option available in your Windows 11, install like what I have here, so you can still go ahead and download these drivers and install them on Windows 11, and they still work perfectly fine. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this drivers tab to expand it. In here we all have the available drivers that we can download, and it also lists the category that they're in, and you'll need to download and install all of the missing drivers on your system. But for this video, I'm going to go ahead and download the card reader driver, so I'll go ahead and click on download. Once it's finished, I'll just show it in my downloads folder, and then I can right click on this and extract the files. And once it's finished extracting, I'll just open up the folder, and then inside of all the files, you always want to have a look for a file called setup, which is an application. So I'll go ahead and double click on the setup application. This will launch the installation wizard for the disk driver. So just accept any user account control prompts, and then we'll start installing the driver. And once it's finished, you can just go ahead and do this with all the other available drivers that you need to install on your system. So on this computer, I have a few missing drivers, and I'm going to show you how to identify them. So in this device manager, you can right click on the device and then go to properties, and then you want to go to the details tab, and under the property value you want to change that to hardware IDs, and then you want to right click on the ID and then copy it, and then you paste it to hardware ID into Google and do on a Google search for the hardware ID. Once you do it, you'll find a list of results. The first result should be in the correct result, and when you do searches for driver like this, you always want to try and download them from a laptop manufacturer's website or a motherboard manufacturer website, and not any other third-party website. So I found the missing driver on the Dell website, and I can trust this driver, so I'm going to download it, and then once it's finished downloading, I'll just find it on my downloads folder, and then double click it on run and go to all the normal driver installation setups.
So once it's finished installing the device that I was unable to identify, it's now installed. So just recap, you select the device and then right click on it, go to properties, go to the details tab, then change the property to hardware IDs, and then copy the hardware ID and paste it into Google, and then you should find drivers for that specific device. Now I just quickly want to show you two bonus methods that